Out of 11.
4 sets of 10. Or
4
I don't
sets of
even know
10
what
in
we're
out of
doing.
11.
We are traveling to one of the first
Elgara.
locations we think Elgara should be in.
Oh,
Yes.
that's the place I
and
was
also,
told to go to by
it's
Shadow
also
Lady, so
relevant.
cool.
I would have done another sending as well, asking, "Do you want me to return back? That it was this mistake happened because of me. Do you want me to turn around and come back?" Feel like that's important. That would have been important to ask.
They would say that there is nothing you can do.
Okay. Well, as I said, that still doesn't absolve him of his guilt. And as I said, like, even though I'm supposed to continue research, I still continue to manically or even neurotically continue to search through the ship, expecting that he's going to find some kind of parasite, so he won't do any sort of research during that time period. And as a note, he to everyone in the party, even to Leuven, he's probably nobody's ever seen him this bothered and this like disheveled during this entire like time period.
Alyssa will
He's
not point it out.
positive.
Sorry, Alyssa.
He is positively inconsolable.
Nia will not point it out directly, but she will give you more reminders to take care of your appearance if you're letting yourself get
oh,
out of
is
touch.
that OCD a thing in Celestia, or did Nelvarez just invent it?
He feels incredibly guilty and responsible for what transpired. It may not even be that. It's just he's doing what he can to like deal with his own like grief of what he sees as his failure. So, yeah, it's not a message of OCD. It's because that's the only he
I'm
doesn't know how to
joking.
cope any
Yeah.
other. Oh, okay. I guess another thing, you've probably seen him trance before rest. You probably see him sleep, actually, like sleep for the first time. He can't seem to find himself to do the trance resting.
Nia is
Okay.
clearly gonna hold herself back from asking you many, many, many questions about that. She did not know you had the ability to sleep.
Alright.
And then there was a little other thing I messaged you in between. I also like sent a message to Lusner
Yep.
and tell her what happened, if whether or not what she responds.
An unfortunate loss of life, but they will breed and replace those who were lost within the next century or two.
Well, I asked, was she affected at all? She didn't come into contact with it? I'm assuming she didn't.
Just checking a sheet. No, she's fine. Or at least she believes she is fine. She has checked herself thoroughly.
Okay.
All right.
Speaking of, did we check Nelvarius thoroughly?
He's gone through and checked himself, and he's reasonably confident that there is no infection. Well, no parasites.
That doesn't stop him from constantly checking himself over and over again, but yes.
All right. Can I get 10d10 from someone?
I think I was next.
Uh,
A 10 and a 1.
Okay, 2d10, please.
Ooh, that 10 is neutralized, and the 1 is a 9.
Okay, roll 1d10. Okay. So as you're flying over an island, well, as you're getting towards the island that you'll be flying over, you notice that there's a severe amount of smoke in the air.
Look, someone's having a barbecue.
As you get closer to the island itself, you can see that the island, just about every inch of it, is covered in this silver flame.
Huh.
Nelvarius, we went over this. That's not the correct name for that spell.
I'll have a signature spell when it's epic,
Okay.
because then it'll actually be truly unique. Just testing to make sure that it's all working correctly.
So should we try to investigate the silver flame?
I think so.
Okay, we'll get a little closer, James, see if we can.
Let's see if we can see anything.
This flame seems to burn incredibly hot. You can actually feel as if you are burning, and you can actually see some of the wood on the ship almost igniting.
Oh, that is a very hot flame. I don't think we can get a sample.
Nothing else we can see inside the flame.
No, the flame is too bright.
I don't think we need Nelvarius for this. This is
He is,
probably the elemental plane of fire, if I have learned
he is not
anything at
on.
all.
Yeah, he is not on the deck.
Well, he's being very warm.
Should I go fetch him?
I mean, I suppose if you want, but don't see how he's gonna say that anything except fire hot. Let's go.
Fair enough. He's got enough to worry about.
We go.
All right. Who's next?
I will do it.
Nothing.
A clear 10 weeks.
Next set
Alright.
then.
Yep.
Nia, would you like to roll dice?
I'll get it.
110.
Okay, roll another d10.
A 2.
Okay, and wind is working in your favor that day. Well, week. And
It's getting
applied.
somewhere close to when we need to double check for the parasites because it's breeding time.
Yep.
I will join in on the extra.
It was
Alright.
it was only through the like first month afterwards that he's manic. After that after that first month he starts like he's cleaned himself up. He seems to be better than he has been after that first month, and he starts continuing his research and his work, and he still seems mentally occupied, but he is more more functioning member of the party again.
Well, Sabo is going to do it, and he's going to ask if Novarus had informed the Celestials of the city about the breeding cycle.
Oh yeah, he all that information would have been relayed. Anything that I learned, anything that they might find useful, anything everything under the sun. He definitely relayed everything that he knew. If they wanted any information, he relays it all. Plenty of time has
Alright.
passed. I'm not sure if they have anything else or any. I'm assuming they if they give him any more updates or anything else that they find out how exactly they're going to deal with the giant and the tower, where that that tower being a time bomb that it is, they're what exactly they're going to do about it and whatnot. I'm not sure how much they would actually share with them, but he still inquires about it and very concerned.
So everyone scours the ship for a little while.
Sabo does.
Yeah, Nilvaris did it for like the entire month. Like he manic about it. So I'm pretty sure we're freaking certain at this point there's nothing on the ship.
And as the time
Kevin will
comes
also
up,
help.
can I get a perception check from each of you as you're investigating for the parasites?
I didn't roll. Come on.
You each work your way
I'll
through the
use-
ship, not finding any. You
Gonna
believe
use
it's
some
clear.
awareness.
Alright. Yep, you're fairly certain it's completely clear, Sabo.
Nothing more we can do.
Alright. That was 5. Next 10d10, please.
Nia, are you back?
Haven't left.
Perfect. It's your 10d10.
Yeah.
Roll the shiny math rocks.
That is sure a sentence.
210.
Can I get 2d10 from you?
One of them is negated, and the other one's a 5.
1d10 from you?
Mm. 10.
Back to a tier 1.
And another d10.
2.
Alright.
So a 2 and a 5, in that order.
Two is positive weather working in your favor. So that's another half week off your travel time. Deep under the water, you can see what appears to be a giant fish. It's probably about 200 feet long and about 30-40 feet wide.
Another big fishy.
Don't think you can fly. Don't tell me you
Can
want to make friends.
I want to make friends.
can I identify it? Is it a planar creature?
Make me a plains knowledge. It is indeed a creature. What the heck did I do? It is indeed a creature from the elemental plane of water. One of their few inhabitants.
Like sentient inhabitants?
Yes. Well, sentient in their own way, yes.
Okay. Do I know what they're called? Or anything else about them?
They are called the Tirito.
Kirito?
Tirito. They live for around 300 years. They tend to be psionic in nature.
Oh, that's interesting. That thing down there. It's called a Tirito. They live 3 times as long as a normal human, and they are telepathic by nature, or at least they're psionic by nature. They have some kind of intelligence to them. Not the same as us, but they are intelligent.
Good for them.
So you're saying I probably can't make friends with it?
So, realistically, you probably could, but I probably wouldn't advise it. I'm not aware of the temperament.
Do we really want to go out of our way to go fuck with it? It's fine. Leave it be.
Agreed.
Okay, let's get going.
All right.
All right, fine.
Next 10d10, please.
Back to Kevin.
Nothing. Sabo, back to you.
That was number 8, if I'm not mistaken.
That should have been 9 if we did 4 the first session.
But a 1 and a 10. I think we should also, before we complete all the roles, we should do the researches. Have a downtimes. Getting close. I am 10. Next one is the last one.
A tier 1 positive 6 and a tier 1 negative 6. Negative comes first.
All right, so off in the distance, you see what appears to be a very, very large green dragon.
As we do
Does it
with
look like it's gonna fuck with us?
Steer clear like all the last ones.
yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Next, you see a unicorn running through the sky, and it is nearly about to start circling your ship. Would anyone like to fire a cannon at it?
Is it near me enough that I can scream at it?
Yes, it's within 300 feet.
Can you please leave?
Yeah, why don't you want to make friends with the unicorn?
No.
Why?
It's never worked for us.
Okay, the unicorn turns and starts leaving.
Wait.
No.
Oh, done.
Wait.
It's worked for
Wait!
us. Steve was
They want to
good.
make offers, apparently.
It does a little loop-de-loop in the air as it starts running upside down towards the ship before spiraling and coming down onto the deck. Greetings, adventurers!
Hello.
Hello.
I am Sir Henry VIII. What is your name?
Hello.
I'm
Sabo.
Kevin.
Quite an impressive name.
Greetings. I am Nilvarius.
Greetings, Kevin. Greetings, Nilvarius.
I am Mia.
Greetings, Nia.
I'm Sabo.
Greetings, Sir.
Greetings, Sabo. Are you aware that your ship is flying?
Yes, Sir Henry, we are.
Do you need some help fixing that?
No, we're okay. Are you aware that you are flying?
Well, yes.
Do you need some help fixing that?
No.
Oh, looks like we're in
How
a very
pretty is
similar
it?
situation then.
Can I
How
get a
cool is
will
the
save
horse?
from everyone to see how fascinated you are by it?
No, no,
Yeah,
no,
that
no,
checks it out.
no. No, 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 no.
No? Okay, rerolling that, I guess.
Oh, that wasn't my one. I'm sorry, that was Nia's one.
Nilvaris, you
Yeah,
succeed.
do you want to
Sabo, you
seduce the
succeed.
unicorn?
Kevin, you fail.
Alright, 23. I still fail.
Nia fails.
I suppose I critically succeed.
So, Henry,
Yes,
apologies if this is offensive. I am not very familiar with every culture, but can I please pet you?
but of course.
I will
All
pet
of
the
my
horsey.
adoring fans pet me.
Nia doesn't even take offense at that because this is a really fucking cool looking horse. Hell yeah.
You have a lot of adoring fans, Sir Henry.
Of course.
Deservedly.
Where do they live?
Some of them live in my castle.
Oh, you have a castle.
Yes.
That's so cool.
You guys would notice that Kevin is getting a little bit confused when he's saying this.
Whereabout is your castle, Sir Henry?
I don't know. I'm lost.
Oh, oh no.
One
How
minute I
long
was
have
at
you
my
been lost
castle.
for?
Next minute I went through this crack and I could not find my way home.
How long have you been lost?
I do not know. Many days and nights. Normally I would travel for a day and be wherever I wish to go.
Hmm.
Isn't that a
Ah,
thing from the Feywild, James?
Yep.
Does Nia know that?
Probably not. Well,
no,
Varius
Varius
might,
probably
though.
does.
Are unicorns as difficult as other fey creatures?
Unicorns are the most noble of fey creatures.
Okay.
They will rarely initiate a deal with someone. Others will initiate it with them. However, if you insult one, well, insult their not just who they are, but whatever they represent, they will fight you to the death.
Excuse me, King Henry.
What'd you say?
I said, excuse me, King Henry.
Did you say King Henry?
I did say King Henry. Isn't that what you said he introduced
He's
himself as?
Sir Henry VIII.
So, Sir Henry. Sorry. Never
That's a
mind.
player mistake, right?
That is a player mistake.
Yeah, okay, that makes
Alright.
You almost had to fight him to the death.
Yep, that clears up a little bit of the confusion that I had.
the new Summer King, guys. This horse.
Yes! Kevin.
I have a strange question for you.
That indeed was a strange question. It looks back to everyone else to continue the conversation.
You should ask Kevin, whatever your question is.
Sir Henry, are you familiar with England?
Nia
Who
looks
is
at you,
that?
Kevin.
Okay. Never mind.
Do
It's
they have a portal home?
You're British, she says to Kevin, whispering.
Wait, you know Britain?
Gives you a
Guys,
look.
can we focus on the majestic unicorn, please?
Yes!
Um,
Focus on me!
If you have anything that belongs to your companions, or I'm sorry, not. Oh, sorry, that's not what I meant. If you have anything that he calls them his followers, right?
and
Fans.
Subject fans. Okay. If you have anything that belongs to your fans with you, I can use that as a focus to attempt to scry on their location, and maybe I might be able to point you in the right direction.
I have many of their lovely names. Would you like one?
Unfortunately, I need something material. Knowing their names is
Ugh.
unfortunately it's not sufficient.
You mean like their feces?
Technically, that probably would work because it is a piece of them. Technically, I guess.
Ew.
But I was referring to more of a material possession.
You're a disgusting brown ladron.
I'm just trying to see if I can help you find your way home.
It is strange that you can dig through people's poop and find portals home. A marvellous
Why
skill,
would they
albeit
consider you?
disgusting.
Sir Henry, it's unfortunately I'm not sure if a portal is going to be sufficient.
Well, why not?
There I'm sorry, what was the proper term? Is a complete event upheaval, or
Complete
what was it
event,
called?
complete planar collapse.
There was a complete planar collapse. The Feywild, along with most other planes, have merged together into the material plane.
Well, I don't like that.
You're not the
Same.
only one. You're not the only one.
I wonder whose fault was that? Looks at camera.
Have you considered not having that happen? That would greatly inconvenience me.
If we had any ability to stop it from happening, we definitely would have. At least I would have given my all to prevent it.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Well,
It's
alright
caused.
then.
oh no, what did you do?
I said I would have given it my all to prevent it from happening, but it's already happened.
Sounds like you just made the deal.
So Henry,
Yes, that is my name.
but you're always this soft. It's marvelous.
It actually glitters slightly as you pat it.
And the glitter too.
So you're saying that my home is gone?
No, your home is just here. The tower that you called home is somewhere on the material plane. Most of the world is still trying to come to terms with what exactly happened. The entire landmasses maps are useless. People are trying to chart new maps because everything's shifted so much. Your home still exists. It's hard to tell where it's at.
How will I find my kings and queens? They must be missing their most noble of steeds.
I suppose,
know
like
I would.
everyone, I suppose, like everyone else, relentlessly searching for a way home. Do you have any magical means of communicating?
His unicorn horn glows.
Surely you can you can communicate with your kings and queens, and perhaps they can give you a better idea of where exactly that is, some sort of feature, something, anything.
I would dare not reach out to my king or queen. It is they who must contact me. It would be rude for me to interrupt their day.
Then perhaps there is someone useful from amongst your fans that can provide you such insight.
And give them something to worry about, I think not.
Your kings and queens must be very, very favored indeed. I wish I had steeds like this, like yourself. In my days of ruling, I am sorry that you were separated.
You were a denounced king or queen?
Of a sort, once upon a time. My land is, however, gone.
Kevin looks a little amazed at that revelation, Nia.
Yeah, well, the specifics of it are a bit. Well, to be fair, she says she ruled Brazil because she was the only person left alive there. As far as she knows, that makes sense. If there's no one else there, it's her land, right? Anyway, she will continue petting the horsey. It's a good day for Nia.
Excuse me?
Who is she talking to?
It's not talking to anyone in particular.
Thou art excused?
It nods and runs off.
Bye! See you soon! Oh, that was a strange encounter. She says, looking at you guys.
There is a small pile of poop on the floor.
Nia slowly turns to look at Nilvarius.
Are there any special qualities about unicorn poop?
Actually, yes. It is often used in transmutation rituals.
Well, a gift is a gift, even if it's this.
If you find
Got any
a
beakers,
portal there, I'm
Zabo?
gonna laugh so hard.
Got any large spare beakers, Zabo?
Yeah.
It is excrement, but it has alchemical properties and magical properties to be used in certain rituals, so maybe we'll find a use for it.
Okay. You can keep it in your room. I'll give Nulvarius a large beaker.
I press the poop smell away
Yep.
and scoop it up into some into some beakers, into some jars, and seal them up.
All right.
Novarius now has a jar of poop.
Use you. It's called unicorn excrement. We don't use such unrefined words.
Shit. She pipes up cheerfully.
All right. So that was the last week before you arrived.
Can we do some research rolls then?
Yeah.
Do you remember by any chance what the hell I was researching?
I've got it written down. Give me a second.
I know what's next on my list, I just don't know if I finished the previous thing.
And then I think we need to do a craft check for the net you were going to make for Kevin as well.
Oh, that's easy enough.
I just don't know because it's two different materials if it's going to be one or two craft checks.
Do it with the difficult one.
Well, it's dark steel and iron weave. So
Good.
would a +5 make a difference there for you, Sab?
I'll have to look. With,
Because if it will, you'll have it.
with dark steel, it's quite expensive.
Yes,
Right.
Saba, you had finished the last thing that you were researching.
What was it? Just so. Sorry. Get up. Can you tell me what it was?
I think it was the apparatus for the lightning orb.
That sounds right.
Right. Um. How long does that take to build?
Let me see.
I thought you might have already built it.
No, it's is the net level 1 or level 0 base?
Let me find out, but I believe it's 0. Yeah, level 0.
Okay, okay. I will need the +5 to get it to masterwork 2, which becomes 3.
Done.
Sorry, I was just checking a few things. Okay, so You had finished the research, but you hadn't started construction of it because you were missing. You need someone who can perform the divine ritual for it. And it was a divine containment and then a primal extraction.
Yep.
There probably
Okay.
isn't a point to starting construction until you've got those things, because you can only get at most halfway, and then if you can't get those things in a reasonable time, it's maybe a waste of time, but you're also welcome to start on it if you would like to.
How long total time crafting?
Um, $95 days.
20 weeks. So I'm going to put. So I'm gonna do whatever is safe just to start preparing for it. But obviously, I'm not gonna go so far that it's wasted.
Okay, so you're gonna get about
But
halfway.
okay, yeah. And for the other 30 weeks, which is also known as 6 months, I would like to start opening the box.
Which box?
The box with the first ingot in it.
Ah. Alright.
I'll be right back.
Law, puzzle, or craft?
Okay, craft it is. Goes monthly is good.
Yep, that is good.
Strong start. It's done.
Okay. Six down, but not a success.
Yep, no problem. Next.
I think my teleportation research was next.
Yep.
So we're rolling for a total of 6 months.
Bit more.
Sorry, how many months am I rolling for?
7 essentially. 7 and 1 week.
Okay, I'm only gonna roll 6 times because I was distraught for 1 full month. So I'm gonna roll for 6.
Alright.
Make sure you add a +3 to each of those rolls that I did.
Alright. You succeed on the 5th one. So, with the... It's likely not possible to create a teleportation circle that is reliably refilling. However, in your experience, in a lot of major elven cities, there are waystones. Waystones are basically very, very fancy teleportation circles.
As Lesnar said, yes.
You might be able to create single or charge-based use. Well, you are certain that you can make charge-based use waystones. So each one would have a certain number of uses based on the material applied to it. Probably it would take a pound of arcanum for maybe 10 trips.
Okay.
You'd need to figure out how to actually craft one of those, but with Starbo's help it's probably not impossible to do so.
And like just to clarify, we want to use these as a primarily
Yes.
as an evacuation mechanism. So
Yeah.
the ship, what would the ship need to have in order for the crew to evacuate to the waystone?
It would basically need 1 pound per 10 people.
So the pound is with the people, and then the people can evacuate.
Yep.
Sounds like I thought it was like we craft the stone itself and then you charge it with a pound of this arcanum, and so
Or
they
you can
actually have
charge it
this
ahead of time
permanently.
for it, or you can
Yeah.
apply it as a powder to the stone itself.
So do they take the stone with them? Do the stone stay in the city?
The waystone would remain on the ship. So there would be a waystone in the city, waystone on the ship. Once the waystone on the ship is completely depleted, it basically crumbles apart. But as long as there is some charge left in it, it can be recharged.
And we make sure that after it's used, it crumbles apart, so no one can.
Yep, that would just be a mathematical formula based on the number of people assigned to the ship.
Okay, but what if someone dies?
There's not really an easy way to remove charges from it, so I suppose they could have it have one charge and then they could have a bunch of component in the room that they keep it in, so that they can charge it for however many people they need to.
Okay, so we figure something out. Or maybe can we
Yeah.
make it just teleport more shit? Like, make it just do a full blast teleport. If there's not enough people, it takes bits of the ship with it.
That sounds like it would be a good contingency plan, honestly.
Okay, so one of those we do. Okay, what would it cost us to craft the waystones? We don't know. I need to figure that out.
Yeah, we need to figure it out. As another question, could the waystones be used as a focus? Or if I were to exemplary use it as a focus and I can use an actual normal teleport spell to actually go to them?
If you were touching a waystone, you could use one. You could use it as a focus to teleport to another waystone. If you didn't know how to activate the waystone, that is. But you couldn't aim at a waystone and teleport to it. That's the main difference between them and a teleportation circle. Teleportation circles are designed to grab teleports and guide them in.
Okay, I'll have to keep that in my head for future research. The whole address system idea for making circles. But all right, we still actually got a good idea of actually how we're gonna continue to work on this. Well, I technically have another month, but you spent all your research already, Sabo, didn't you?
Mhm.
Okay. Can I actually, because I actually do have crafting myself, can I actually start working on it myself? Make the last roll, or I can just do
Yes,
Arcana,
you can
whatever
start working
actually is
on it.
appropriate. Is it just straight crafting, or can I use Arcana? Because it's
Crafting is tier 1, Arcana is tier 3 for this.
okay. So I want to use crafting. It's only a 2-point difference. So I'll go and make a roll for the last one then. So obviously I bring this to Sabo's attention because it sounds like something that he actually would be super interested in it as well, but he knows he's busy with his own thing.
I wonder, did I apply the +3 intelligence to Sabo? I did.
Just so I have the clarification for masterwork, it's the potency and striking runes, right? And the
Yep.
1d6 of the old system does not transfer, or does that also add up?
Someone said the magic words. Who's killing who?
It's
We're
just a
talking about
potency thing.
Kevin's new net. Okay, I thought so.
Okay, give me a second to apply this. Alright. So, you expect to be able to see the location off in the distance. But you don't see anything there. In fact, it's relatively clear out here. And then there is 6 people who appear on your ship.
I anticipate there's images you're gonna pop up.
First rule of Celestia: every awkward pause means images that haven't loaded yet.
Yep. The most notable one is this person. They're about to finish loading.
Obviously, all elves. Yes.
All elves. And this one looks old. Like, maybe in his 70s if he was a human.
He's using a default Hero Forge theme. Kill him.
Actually, I don't think that is. I'm not sure when I made this Hero Forge.
When they pop up, are they hostile or anything? Or are they just, what? What?
He draws his sword, but he doesn't point it at any of you. He just holds it facing down.
Navarius bows deeply, and assuming they probably, Elgarish probably has more has more ancient Elgarish has more proper and respectful language. He bows deeply to them. Greetings, I am Navarius Ilvan Vastanas. And he bows. We apologize for our sudden arrival, but we have been searching for quite some time.
I'm Hagri Elnar.
I'm very pleased to meet you. I mean, so he responds in also ancient Elgarish.
Yes.
If you know the human tongue, for the sake of my companions, may we switch to it?
Very well. He starts speaking in ancient human. It is a pleasure to meet you all.
I'm assuming no.
Yes.
Is there any similarity between ancient human and modern human?
Yes, but it's like Latin compared to English.
Oh, okay.
That's very different.
So Kevin's lost. Kevin's
Nilvarius.
got no idea what's going on.
Nia whispers to you, Nilvarius. Is it rude for me to introduce myself when I'm not an elf?
You may. It is it is best. It is
Nia
best to
will
introduce.
do a curtsy. I am called Nia. Of my friends here, aside from Nilvarius, who has been a trusted companion and guide, and
Your
sometimes a
mouth
teacher, I
moves, but
believe
the
I
sound
shall...
that comes out of it does not match the pronunciation. This is some sort of supernatural ability.
Yes.
Yes. Forgive.
I
What
have
was the name? Hagrid. What was the name again?
Hagri
Hagrid.
Elnar.
Hagrid. Forget. Do they have? Is there specific honorifics you'd actually use? You'd say Lord, whatever, or is anything like that? Or is there any
Eldar
honorifics that
Hagri, if he is what you would consider an elder.
Okay. Eldar Hagri, forgive me. But the rest of my companions don't have the ability, do not know the ancient human tongue.
I'm, of course, many years. I see. This might be a little bit. Actually,
It is
you might have a
it,
spell for this.
There is a true speech spell.
I am happy to translate if you would like me to.
Yes, he's got tongue. Oh, no, it is just true speech because of the rename, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. He casts true speech on himself. This might allow for easier communication between us.
Everyone, introduce yourselves. This is Eldar Hagri.
Nice to meet you, Elda Hagri. I am Sabo.
Hello, I'm Kevin.
Once again, I am Nia. I believe I am Nilvarius's grand apprentice, right? Something of the sort.
He looked you each up and down. An artificer. A paladin. And a wizard apprentice.
My god, he's playing 3.5. No. Quickly, we have to leave before he asks for a base attack bonus.
Oh. I take it you're the one who made this ship. Or is this technology common among the humans now?
I am rather sure that it is not common. It is indeed me.
Has this technology spread? Actually, you would have
No,
said
I don't.
technomancy.
I do not believe there's any chance of it spreading anytime soon.
Good.
Nor do we plan on sharing it.
It is a work of art and a one of a kind, thanks to the genius of Sabo.
It is a machine of war when in the hands of humanity. As I see there are no humans among you, I am less concerned.
Flash of concern on Kevin's face, considering both of his apprentices are below deck.
There are 2 humans amongst us, but they don't have the capacity to understand this anyways.
Yes, a gnome, a changeling, an elf, a dwarf, 2 humans, 3 humans,
Leuven as well, yep.
Oh yeah,
4
that's right.
humans.
He was talking about T-Rain.
Oh,
Terrain.
Terrain too, yeah. I would have mentioned that. I completely forgot about them. That's right.
5. How
But another
interesting.
human?
Human bargain sale.
That explains why human was your native language.
It is
It's
not
actually-
merciful.
It's mostly become the common language in the world.
That is... He lets out a sigh chuckle. It is... unfortunate, but... the world grows as it grows.
Nian whispers to you again, Elvarius.
There's no need to whisper. No need to whisper.
I thought elves were ageless.
I am ageless.
Apologies, sir. I meant no
My
disrespect. I am
ears are
very
as
young.
sharp as they are pointy.
She chuckles a bit. Respectfully, but like in admiring his wordplay, if that makes sense.
By human standards, elves are ageless. Can elves die of age? Technically, probably yes, but it is the amount of time that would pass is hard to quantify.
I see.
They
Apologies
die of
again.
boredom first.
We have not been in this world for very long, and I had not yet seen an elf with a full beard, honestly.
There is a lot that we can discuss. Most of our companions are a different race that you probably would be unfamiliar with. They are referred to as Celestials. Beings from outside the sphere, really, or different realms.
I
Hard
am
to
well,
put that in
I am
terms.
well familiar with celestial creatures, beings of lore and good. I do not sense any of their energies.
I believe those creatures are nowadays referred to as divine creatures. Right, James?
Yep.
Celestials is the name given to extraplanar creatures such as myself, reincarnates from a different world.
His eyebrow raises. Nothing stays the same.
Such is the way of time. Guys, can I tell him? Can I tell him how old we are? Because I think that would be funny. But
If you want him to put us in nursery,
This ship, it's coated in black mithril. How did you come to acquire such so much of such a rare substance?
James, for reference, he'd also noticed that my armor and shield are black mithril.
Yeah, that's honest to get to list.
God.
How did we acquire that?
The ritual for the
All right.
bolt.
Transmutation, I believe.
I'm sure that you're aware of
So the
the
recipes have been
planar
rediscovered.
collapse. No,
Accidental
Mm.
transmutation.
you're aware of the planar collapse. I'm assuming.
Yes.
We managed to siphon off some of that magic that caused the collapse. We couldn't really stop it from occurring, but we managed to siphon off some of it for our own uses, and a byproduct of that was all the black mithril that was actually created. It was used for the ship and for other things. It was not rediscovered, it's just a byproduct of us siphoning it off.
Black mithril merely being a byproduct. The things you hear.
Our objective at the time was the construction of this work of art, you see.
I see.
Mostly it was just to acquire the funds, but we got something else out of it in the end.
Yes, quite a few somethings, though. One of them was... Oh well.
Forgive my impatience, Eldar, but have we arrived?
The city is shielded.
You see, like there's a look of like relief and happiness on on Devarius's faces. He just like seems really really happy, really grateful.
He is fascinated.
Can we be permitted to enter Elgara?
No.
No.
Elgara has not let in outsiders for nearly 1,000 years.
You have been alive for that long.
I've been alive for 20 times that.
She is genuinely odd. Cannot imagine the things you've seen. Truly, that's unfathomable, eh?
Is there perhaps any sort of exception that can be made? Anything I can petition?
Perhaps. It will require a sacrifice, though. Not one of blood.
Sacrifice.
What kind?
Firstly, we are going to have to talk about this ship.
Very well.
We do not have the intention of sharing its technologies with anyone ever. If that is your concern. Nilvarius has taught me a bit, and I understand that to most races, humans are seen as a threat, correct, Nilvarius?
They can be. Humans
Humans are
imagine
only
what
as
kind of
dangerous
harm,
as those who influence them.
and humans
It
are
is-
very easily influenced.
Yes, they are too young, too short-lived of a creature.
Nonetheless, if your concern is that they would acquire the technology to create these ships, that is not in the cards.
Why is it not?
Sorry, what did you say, Nia, that had him respond like that?
That we wouldn't share the technology with humans, which I
And he
believe
said,
is something
why
we
is it?
established.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. But he said, why is it not? I don't
Yeah,
understand.
presumably
His I don't
then we're
understand
taking
his
a stab.
phrasing.
Oh,
I'm Saba, do you want to speak? Or do you want me?
it would not be possible to replicate the ship.
And furthermore, though my years in this life are short, I have heard many tales of what could happen should humans acquire such technology. This was a work of art, not something meant for war.
I see. Well, the laws of Elgara state that any creature that decides to leave the city is not allowed to leave with anything more than the clothes on their back. You must be aware of whatever you take into the city, as you may not be able to leave with the things that you brought in.
No weapons, nothing? Just clothes?
Even weapons will be forced to remain.
I see.
That
So
is acceptable.
ship stays out then.
With clothes, does he mean like, for example, my necklace? Can I keep that?
Would you like to ask him?
How is Yami doing?
She is sitting on the ship.
Does she seem okay with this?
She seems
Unpreoccupied?
fascinated.
I am wearing an amulet that is important to me.
Is it
Is
of
that something
religious
I would be able to
origin?
keep? No. Well,
Strange.
not really.
He walks over and looks at the necklace. I
He
have
doesn't
seen
mind.
this craftsmanship before.
Have you? Oh, apologies if I'm asking too many questions. It's just fascinating to think of what you must have seen.
Azarus.
Does Yami react to that name?
Raised eyebrow. For a human, his craftsmanship has lasted longer than any other that I know.
I see.
A pleasant young man. Still, he has been dead for nearly 5 millennia now.
What is this strange lack of responses to questioning? I'm not gonna say this in character, by the way. This is me out of character.
It's kind of like he's drifting off on memories.
Nonetheless, it is an important questioning for me.
No, you
If
will not
this-
be able to take that into the city.
See. Yami seems okay with that, James?
Yep.
Because she was the one that wanted me to come here. Right?
Yes.
And she's alright with this? Cool. And thus we'd have to find a way to store this outside. All of our belongings.
Well, it's gonna be stored on the ship. Because the ship isn't coming in.
You see?
I'm not planning to leave the ship in the city, you see?
I'm well, I just was thinking out loud. Nia fiddles with the necklace a bit awkwardly.
He turns and looks at Yami Nia.
Nia lifts an eyebrow. He's looking directly at her?
Yes,
Does she react to this?
she's a little shocked.
Oh, you can see her.
So you are looking at someone.
No, you can't see her.
I noticed you're glancing.
Yes.
Some sort of psychic link?
Yes. Of a kind. I don't fully understand it myself. It is important to me, but I understand. I would not wish to violate the city's laws.
I imagine you will each have trouble communicating in this city if you cannot speak the language of the elves.
I can speak Elvish, but only the modern version. Though, of course, with my ability, that is not a problem. The others might be in a bit of a pickle, though. What does
Can't speak
ancient
the modern
Elvish
version
sound like?
too.
Sorry, can you repeat that, Saba?
I can speak the modern version too, if it helps at all.
I'm not sure it will.
Well, then I'm definitely out of luck.
Just stay with Nia while you're just stay with Nia while we're down there, or
Yes,
stay with one of us, anyways.
will be a bit.
Will we be allowed to leave? With the clothes on our back, that is?
Yes.
Whenever we wish?
Potentially.
That doesn't sound very encouraging.
You are entering probably the most ancient city on this realm.
Really?
We have taken many precautions to ensure its continued existence. If at any stage we deem you a threat to the security and safety of the city, you will be dealt with.
Remember, Nia, Lesnar was over 30,000 years old, and she knew of Algara.
She was. Yes, It's just so hard for me to conceptualize that sort of time. It's fascinating. I cannot imagine the sort of tales that the city has seen. It's incredible. I mean, oh, the libraries.
You had additional conditions, Eldar.
Yes,
Yes.
the sacrifice.
What's that?
You will not enter the same people that you are now. You will need to give up something personal to you.
In what way?
He pulls out what appears to be a ruby orb.
It lifts an eyebrow.
You will transfer part of yourself into this.
And it will never be recovered?
No, it won't be. Nor will it be possible
I
to
see.
restore such a part. You are severing a small section of your soul.
We're losing essence, aren't we?
Not exactly.
Right?
Just indirectly.
Anything?
It is your choice what you sacrifice. The
Hold
orb
on.
will determine if it is a sufficient sacrifice.
So it must have value to me, then it cannot be something I wish to lose.
Correct.
Damn. This would be a really funny way to lose my insanity. It does say this in character, by the way.
Hmm. If you end up being creatures capable of sacrificing part of yourself for this, you'll be allowed to enter. A creature capable of such sacrifice has a place in Elgara.
Right? I'm up for it.
I am willing.
Then who shall step forward first?
James, you were tapping my channel? Or because I think Neo. What? I need a second. If you all will allow me, I am willing to do the sacrifice. I just need a conversation with my psychic link. As she goes away to talk to Yami.
The elf looks slightly bothered by this, but he looks at the rest of yous. What will you choose?
I don't know that I can.
That you can.
Yeah. I mean, I would gladly give up any part of me for any one of my companions here, but the things that I care about most is them.
Very well, if you are not capable of such sacrifice, I will not hold it against you. They
I
look
know
to
who's staying
Sabo.
the ship.
Be right back, just gotta give Kit Kat some water. Sorry, Kit Kat sent that. I am back.
Welcome back.
Is this gonna be a whole party takes a few minutes to think moment?
It's-
I
I-
already know.
I have no clue what I'm gonna sacrifice. I might even use a DM question on it.
I'm not certain that sacrificing a part of myself is something I'm interested in general.
What's Leuven doing, by the way?
Well, there's people with swords on the top deck, so he's hiding.
It doesn't feel right to me to sacrifice part of myself to gain something else.
Very well. Very well, Novarius, you shall be first. He holds out the stone to you.
Do I like he's gesturing for me to take it?
Yep.
He puts it into his hand. I I will give up my memories of Eliane. She was a health elf that she it must be great and personal, right?
Yes.
I'll give up my memories of her. For reference, if this actually matters for you, in his second adventuring party when he was in a group, there was an expedition to like a ruined city in the Underdark, and that was one of his party members that he fell in love with, and she was actually butchered by the Drow. And it's probably some of his best memories. But he leaves that. He doesn't say anything out loud. He just that specific stuff. But that's his intention. He doesn't. He doesn't want to give this up. But it has to be great and personal.
I will be taking a 5-minute break, not because I need to think, but because it is go sit in the window and don't die of heat stroke time. Be right back.
I'm assuming memories of a loved one is sufficient. Eldar.
He nods.
And I guess if I do this, am I going to lose everything about her? Or am I going to remember how she died? He's asking the.
You won't even recall how you felt.
Very well. And that's what he gives up. And then whatever happens afterwards, then he hands the orb back.
Yep, you feel your emotions to those memories drain away, followed by the memories themselves, as they go into the orb, and the orb glows a pale pink. As they take it back.
So in the spot with those memories, is she just like a blank, like she was never there, or is it just like a blank spot where they're like a void where she was, basically?
It's like you think back and there was another person in the group, but you can't really remember their face. You know that you fell in love with someone, but you don't really feel anything when you think about it, and you can't picture their face or really think about what they did.
He probably looks a little like crestfallen after he passes the orb back.
Well,
I'm assuming that this crate's on the deck, so he wanders over and sits down on one of the crates.
this.
Yep.
If memories of something that extremely fond of are
More than just
concerned,
more than just fond, Sabo. More than just fond.
well, you see, I'm in a position similar to Kevin here. It's either one of you guys or the crafting, and both is just not something that's in the past. If the memories of the first ship I built would suffice, I would give that up.
I won't know until you try. If they matter that deeply and truly to you,
Wonder if I lose them. What the hell? There is just one other thing, and it's really not nice, but okay. I'm not going to tell people what I'm doing, but I'm going to take the orb, and I'm going to sacrifice the friendship with Greenie.
alright. The orb glows a pink colour. Not as bright as when Nilvarius did it, but still bright enough that he approves. Good.
Tab also walks off a bit, sits down, head in hand, consoling himself only with the fact that everybody thinks it's because of the ship. Do I know that like similar to virus? I know what I sacrificed, right? I know what was there.
You know that you've sacrificed. You can't recall their name, what they looked like.
Yes. Yes. Do I know why I chose to do it?
Yeah, you believe that there was significance there, but you can't recall why they were significant.
Okay, but do I know why I decided that it's worth for me to do it, to sacrifice, despite the significance?
Not really.
It was a very specific reasoning led me to decide that it probably be done.
Kevin,
Yes.
is there anything you think you could sacrifice?
A love for Leuven.
Kevin smiles a little bit at that, but I don't think I can. The the only things that I care about deeply enough to probably work for this, I am sworn to stay loyal to. My companions are aware that I would and have put my entire existence on the line for each and every one of them, but
Then I should remind you what you have seen today. Your allies are capable of sacrifice while you are not. That is not to say you are a lesser man, but it is to say that they may leave you behind.
that is something I have been aware of, and that does not change my opinion on how I would act for them.
An honorable man.
I am
So,
back. Oh,
welcome back. So
Your turn.
above table. So the only things I'm really coming up with is memories of the party members, and yes, that would be something significant enough. And I don't think Kevin himself would be willing to give those up because of the loyalty he's sworn to them.
is anyone else going down aside from me and Nilvarius?
Sabo is.
What did Sabo give up? Wait,
We
then
we
don't
you
know as
know-
characters.
Okay.
Oh, as characters, you heard that he was going to sacrifice the memories of the first ship he built.
All right. Nia is going to do the thing, James.
Okay, you walk up to the orb, you take it.
Yep.
The orb goes pure white. And it glows in a 60-foot area of bright light. When the elf takes the orb back, he does a deep bow. That is quite the sacrifice you have made.
She wipes her eyes a bit. They are a bit wet. And sighs a bit. Yes. Well. Yeah.
He places his hand on your shoulder.
He is trembling a little bit.
There is nothing you could have given more.
That is the problem.
Very well. Those who wish to enter the city, gather around me.
Gonna go put my stuff away in the treasury.
I too will take my sword back to my room.
You may keep your necklace, Nia.
Right.
We're gonna land the ship on the water, though.
Alright.
Am I disconnected?
No.
I hear you.
Okay. Well, I don't know if this came through. I'm gonna land the ship on the water before we teleport as well.
All right. Do I have to put my items in the outside my inventory? Or can I just keep them there for when I'm back in the ship? Because it would be a bit inconvenient to
keep
have to
it.
drag them.
You can keep them in
Yeah,
your
okay.
inventory.
So Kevin, stay.
Yep.
Kevin. Nia walks up to you and asks you very. She's a bit emotional still, but asks you very seriously to take care of her stuff, and especially her spear.
I'll make sure to do that.
And all of
Just-
her many, many, many blades and stuff, but especially the spear, because that spear used to be the captain's longsword.
Yep.
And that is very important to her. That is a memory that she does not want to risk losing, because when she loses that, it will be like he never existed. So when you're protecting this, you're protecting that man's memory. That is important to her. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Do you take it seriously? Because she will be able to tell.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, and then she will give you all the stuff.
Just make sure to come back safe.
Yeah, safe as I can. She walks up to
Okay.
the man again. James, he's a bit
Yep.
shaken still.
He takes your hand firmly. he is quite impressed by you of all people on the ship. Especially since you're the
That
closest
does
thing
not
to a
help her
human.
very much.
Say that last part again, James.
Especially since she's the closest thing to a human on the ship.
I'm assuming Naya's not coming?
No. She's gonna keep the baby.
Alright. I'm gonna give her a kiss. I'm gonna give the baby a kiss in the forehead, and then I guess hold the guy's hand and try not to cry.
Did you give up memories of Brazil?
Truly, how will I go
It's
on
re-
without my
It's
my soul
it's
source
probably
of
for
hatred?
the it's probably for the best.
How will I go on without my sole source of hatred, guys?
Or did you give up Pathfinder?
No,
Okay.
my D&D campaign. No,
So as
I
you
gave up my memories of Curse of Strahd specifically.
gather around him, he sheaths his sword, and then he casts Mass Levitate. And you feel yourselves rise up. And then you see a dragon basically grab you all on its back. This silver dragon, as it starts flying you.
He is a bit too out of it to really pay attention.
You didn't see this dragon before, it must have been invisible.
Yeah, who cares?
And then you cross the threshold. And your eyes open. Just in shock. The size of this city. Here is an image that approximates the design look. Some of the buildings in here are absolutely massive. There are 3 or 4 dragons flying overhead. All silver.
It's like a different campaign.
There are arcane lanterns in the street. You all are flown off to a forest, and in the little clearing of that forest, it lands, and then you are free to enter.
Cool.
When we land and get off, Nivarius, he like clasps like Nia's like shoulder, like giving some amount of like, no, obviously like wordlessly, but just some sort of like consoling her. Obviously she's, yeah, I imagine all 3 of us are probably a little bothered, but he
She
sees
looks like
how broken Nia is.
Enter and enjoy.
Sorry.
The guards will see you on your way out.
Thank
The
you, Eldar.
city is yours as much as it is mine, for you have paid the tithe.
I'm assuming Nia's like just sort of looking down, kind of like, isn't she? Kind of bothered.
Yeah, Nia
Nia?
is stay pretty quiet. Sorry, can you
In
not
a
hear
rare,
me?
yeah, I can hear you. In a rare, and a probably a remarkably rare showing of of affection, he actually pulled Nia into a hug.
That only makes it harder for her to not start crying, but she appreciates it.
Alright. You see hundreds, no, thousands of elves. Dorvaris, you have never seen so many elves.
Do we get any sort of like attention, like people like notice us? You know, these foreigners walking in.
There's a bit of attention given to you, but no one's actively going over to bother you all. It's
Yeah,
like they're acting as
there's
if
been
there'll
no
be more of an opportunity later to talk to you.
Hmm.
So yeah, he looks over at Savo, and I'm assuming Savo's keeping, whatever he's keeping it together. I'm assuming.
He's keeping it together. He is just focused on pretending like he only sacrificed memories of a ship.
I'm gonna. Can I perception check on Savo? How bothered he is by his memories of his ship, or no?
You
What? I'm not.
can.
Okay.
No, I
I
mean,
just
well, there's no problem with it. My thing isn't working very well. Tell me what you rolled.
I rolled a 38.
That's enough. Yeah, he's a bit too bothered by memories of a ship, so.
I didn't realize. I didn't realize that her ship meant that much to you.
It's like something that defined me. I didn't realize just how much it meant.
Well, I guess first thing we should do, let's take an opportunity to look around, something that outsiders haven't seen for over 1,000 years. Well, I think really to do. Shall we?
Alright.
Where is the tourist center?
So you start walking throughout the city.
Yep. I'm assuming everyone's just generally conversing in ancient Elgarish, I'm assuming.
Yep. You walk past what appears to be hundreds of shops.
Tzap was looking for, well, as much as he can for mechanical situations.
Alright.
I'm assuming we
Nia
can't.
is
As he said,
so thoroughly
sorry.
distraught, she's not looking at anything at all.
Navarez keeps a track on like Nia and makes sure that she stays with us. Whatever, just to guide her along, making sure that we don't accidentally leave her behind as we look around.
Okay, considering how bad Nia is, Sab will probably ask, do you need to talk about what happened?
She shakes her head and sounds.
Are you sure?
If I start talking, I'm gonna start screaming.
Gonna have to let it out at some point.
I'm sure I'll go to hell someday.
And as a punishment, well, probably need to forgive yourself because whatever it was, it's done, and whatever reasons you had to do it, I'm sure they were valid, even if you can't quite recall them.
Yeah, well, they seemed a lot better for me in hindsight. And she will stay quiet for the rest of the walk, I guess.
All right.
So according to we can't take anything of material like anything material back with us.
Correct.
Was one of the conditions. So okay, just
Though he
what we
did let me
came
take
in,
my necklace.
just what we came in with, and whatever is in our heads when we leave.
One thing I did realize is that I only after I was in here is that I didn't clarify if we can keep what's in our heads.
Okay, so you're looking for mechanical stores?
Yeah, because even though Sabo has realized that he fucked up majorly, not making sure he can take away what's in his head, he's gonna hope for the best and try to put some stuff in his head.
You find a clockwork golem store.
What I'm gonna need the Nilvarius to translate for me.
Yeah, he goes wherever you want to go. Navaris doesn't have anything in mind that he really wants to do right the fuck now. So he wherever you want to go, and he provides translation.
All right.
How long do you want to stay here, Nilvarius?
I imagine far longer than you will want to.
Well, that's understandable, but how long do you want to stay here practically? I mean,
I
do
don't
have
know.
people waiting for us outside as well.
I couldn't even begin to tell you. I mean, since we're here, there's no reason we couldn't actually continue the research to actually find. Maybe we can find out more about refining the teleportation stone. Maybe we can find a way to like refine that entire process. There's so much we can learn here. There's no reason that couldn't find a way to come back. Couldn't find a way to come back. I mean, or you can have one with you. I can, when I'm ready to leave, I can simply rejoin you. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't even begin to comprehend how long I'd want to stay here. There are no words.
Okay,
There are no words in any human tongue that really describe how I feel being here.
okay. Uh I get it. And I somewhat agree. I'm not sure if I do have the infinite time, and also Kevin is waiting. I wouldn't want to abandon the Kevin.
I do
No, of
believe we
course
can
not.
leave and come back when we want. The ship isn't that far away.
Right. It's just a question of I'm trying to time box how much time we spend before we take our leave, or before uh, take our leave and Alvarez remains. Maybe, I suppose, not knowing the language doesn't really help me.
Perhaps when we're here, perhaps we can find some magical means to actually help you be able to communicate. There's no reason why we couldn't since while we're here.
You guys want to stay like a year here or something?
I don't necessarily, but I would like to stay a little bit. If one of the mechanics here would have me as an apprentice for a month.
How do you guys feel about, I don't know, 6 months, and then we check again and see if we're done with doing everything we want? I can go back to the ship sometimes. Check in with everyone, bring back news. I can fly.
Might be reasonable. Let's figure out how our coming and going situation is then. And I believe he said that we need to speak to the guards.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yes. Then I think we should go do that then.
All right. Okay, so you find a guard. They are clad in what appears to be redstone armor.
Oh, Mr. Guard, I can't speak this language.
What exactly may I?
Greetings.
I'm sorry. What exactly am I asking again? I'm sorry. What
Like the conditions on which we can come and go. Provided, well, we know that we can't take anything out, but can we actually come and go? Can you just fly out and fly back now?
Okay. Good day. I have a question before we continue looking around
Outsider.
Algara. Oh, forgive me, that rather rude. We recently just came to Algara after Eldar. I didn't write the dude's name down. Eldar, what's the name again?
He was
Hagri.
Hagri.
Hagri. Elder Hagri gave us allowance to enter Algara, and we wish to know what are the circumstances in which we are allowed to come and go, aside from not bringing or taking anything with us. He told us we need to speak with one of the guards for these specific matters.
You may not take anything you gain within the city out. In the event that you do leave, you are only allowed to take the clothes on your back. Sorry, it's been a while since we've had anyone come and go. I'm actually just gonna have to check the list. The process for leaving the city is roughly a month-long process. You'll go through about 10 levels of investigation before you are permitted to leave.
All right.
When you say specifics about we can only take our clothes off our back, does that mean anything we learn while we're here, we don't take with us either?
Memory is permitted, but as part of you leaving, you're going to agree not to share most of the knowledge that you have gained here with outside civilizations.
I was permitted to take and leave with this necklace.
By who?
Elder.
Elder who?
What's his name again?
Hagri.
Hagri.
Guy looks a little bit shocked. Well, if Elder Hagri allows it, who am I to say no?
That is all I have, so.
Well, it seems like that answers our question. We can't just come and go.
It is okay. I think they knew what they were getting into.
I guess. Is there any chance we could send the word to our friends who are waiting outside the city?
Magic is permitted outside of the central walls. If you attempt to cast spells in there, you will be arrested. If you cast it outside of there, that is fine.
Okay, so sendings are okay. Well, Nilvaris, I suppose we can send them a message and tell them that I'll prepare for like 6 months. After
Okay.
that, I suppose it's highly likely that myself and Nia would turn, and highly likely that you will have to choose.
All right, I go ahead and do a sending and send it to Kevin.
Has to
Enlighten.
be in a specific area, right?
We're outside the
Outside
central
of-
walls. Yeah, I'm sure we're on the
Yep.
outskirts anyways.
All right.
Kevin,
Where
we
is supposed
expect to be in the city for quite a while. It's a month-long process before we're even allowed to leave. Right now we're expecting to be here for at least 6 months. Are you sure you don't want? Are you sure you don't want to? You can't find a way to come in? You're permitted a 25-word response, Kevin.
All right. Understood. I'll make sure to keep the ship and our friends safe out here. I don't think I will be able to come with you inside.
Kevin understands our situation, but he does not think that he'll be able to join us in any event.
Understood.
Okay. How long would it take me to get the grasp of this language, considering I do have slots for language?
It's about a month.
Okay. Like a month studying intensely?
A month with just 8 hours a day dedicated to it.
Okay. Could I ask Elvarius to find me like a month-long apprenticeship situation so that I can do some menial tasks for an artificer and spend time learning the language for the first month.
I'm sure we can find someone that would be willing to do it. I'm sure a lot of these people don't exactly have a lot of exposure to the outside world. Learning stuff from you and vice versa would probably be quite a boon. You have different thoughts, and if anything, Algar is a place of knowledge. Knowledge exists to be shared.
Yeah.
My first month, I'd like to do that, and then after that, I might go into library mode.
Okay, Novaris, can I get a society
And-
check from you, please?
Depending on how. Can I assist, please?
Yep.
We're gonna do better than that, please. No, better is not allowed.
Oh, where is the? You have the same as me. Guess it's a plus.
Alright. You spend the day trying to find him an apprenticeship, and you find him one. With... Oh, why can't it be easy to pronounce? Artificer Tylen.
Yeah, I'm going to work very hard this month.
We're expecting to be here for like 6 months, right?
Well, that's how much we time boxed ourselves right now.
Right. Do you have anywhere to sleep?
There are many different taverns.
Sure, we can make a living.
Because we didn't take any money here, right?
Correct.
Yeah, were we allowed to bring currency with us, or is that also wasn't allowed?
You're not allowed to bring currency into the city.
Yeah, we
We
don't
were
want to
not,
ruin
okay.
the economy.
So we
I
were not allowed? Sorry, I couldn't catch.
No, you weren't allowed to bring currency into the city.
So how are we supposed to live here for any amount of time? Did you just have free housing or something?
You know, there probably wouldn't be any actual inns or anything because they haven't had visitors for over 1,000 years. They don't have that kind of economy at this point. It would have probably shifted away. I'm assuming.
Those are my thoughts. That is
Well,
why I'm concerned.
there are taverns that literally have elves that have been staying there for so long. Sorry, not taverns, inns.
Because these elves don't like to do house chores, they want to live in an inn.
Base.
As you go around the city, you notice a distinct lack of prices.
Think free. Communism, guys.
We found it. The Soviet Union.
It's not communism. I believe Elgar was better defined as they are a post-scarcity society.
Yes, as opposed to communism society. They came about after scarcity.
Yeah, there's a There's a very big difference between communism and a post-scarcity society.
Yeah, but by definition, communism was a societal system that came after scarcity. I'm not
Not by
saying it was a good
definition,
one,
but that's what
but it sure did.
out after scarcity.
To be fair, I do believe that
Well,
most of the
it never fully came about. Is the main issue with it.
that is arguably true, yeah. But still,
It got stuck in the scarcity phase.
now you get to have
Alright,
extra
anyway.
scarcity.
So as we're looking around, I guess we're looking for a place that, an inn of some, an inn of something. Obviously, everything looks nice, so I can't say a nice looking inn. So find some place.
Yep, you find an inn.
Guess I go inside them.
Go up to, I guess, the innkeeper.
Hello. Oh, you're not elves.
Yes, we are recent arrivals.
Welcome. I haven't had anyone new in here in nearly a century.
Thanks.
Eldar Hagri gave us permittance to enter this beautiful city. And we are going to be here for some time, so we are wondering how can we acquire lodgings.
Well, there's 3 of you. I have 2
Yes.
rooms.
Sounds good, right?
Ask him about the money.
That'll be acceptable. I have to ask as well, we weren't permitted to bring any currency with us. How exactly does that work here?
We have not used currency in many, many, many years.
What do you use?
Well,
Crypto only, death to fiat.
Every night you have to give up something personal.
Oh my fucking god! Can you imagine?
We'll be shells of people by the end of a month.
we believe in providing what each other needs.
What was it that you were saying again, Elvarius?
Communism. There you go.
Now that's a
So,
big difference
so
between
what you would say is, from each according to his ability, to each according to his needs.
No.
I said that in meta. I don't think Nia, unlike myself, knows that quote by heart. I don't think that featured in her memory movie.
we anticipate to be here at least 6 months. I may stay longer. Is that going to be any sort of problem?
Boy, you're talking in months. I have 2 people who have been here for nearly 9 centuries.
I'm 7 years old.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, how old are we?
Old
Like
enough to math.
17-ish, I think.
Hold on,
17,
has it been 10
18,
years?
somewhere in there.
Yeah, we spent 3 years building a ship.
Forgot about that. So it's in my sheet. Oh, cool. Holy shit, I'm an adult. Nia starts saying, and then she pauses, and then she looks at Nilvarius. Holy shit,
Yeah.
I'm an adult.
Nia's past the point where she can use "I'm this many."
Finally. Guys, we did it.
Congratulations on your milestone.
Thank you. I'm 17. She pipes up helpfully, still sounding incredibly depressed, and just kind of sound like she's doing it by habit to represent Kevin, who's not there.
17 what?
Yes.
Oh. Oh, right. They walk over, grab a jar, pull out a lolly, and hand it to you.
Take it.
They pat you on the head.
She. Nia actually seems to appreciate the lolly. Today's a good day. No, wait. No, it isn't. It's a terrible day. This sucks.
You,
But
you-
for a brief moment,
you
Yeah.
piped up. You piped up a little bit. The sadness and depression broke for a little bit.
For 1 second, she was happy again, and then she remembered, and she went back to being depressed. But now she has sugar. And isn't that what really matters in the end?
Okay. So, now that you guys have a place to sleep, well, are two of you gonna share a room, or is someone gonna go find a different inn?
I don't mind finding another place if you didn't want to share.
I don't mind sharing if you'll help me with the language.
I think
I
I'd
have-
rather be alone.
I don't mind at all, Sabo.
Okay.
If I had known that we would have actually made it here, I would have made it a point to teach you it sooner.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm assuming that there's a certain fashion certain fashion that people wear in town. Yes.
I did have Nia remove all her armor and stuff, so she's wearing some pretty normal clothes at this point. And probably a backpack.
I think what we should do first, perhaps we should find, what's the human expression? New duds. Really engage ourselves with the people here. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
So they finished making Nia's clothes too, but yeah, I agree.
Okay.
And I asked the innkeeper, where's the where's a good place in town
There's a
for
tailor
some new
just down the
fittings?
street.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Thanks, lady.
I'm sorry. It's a male or female innkeeper?
Can we even tell?
It is female. They are short, relatively thin, emerald green eyes, light brown hair. Their ears are sharply pointed but quite thin. They have fair brown skin. They are 164 centimeters or 5'5".
What is your name, miss? I would hate to come here and not actually greet you every single time we come in.
Nith Hadlin.
Lith Hadlin?
Nith Hadlin.
It's an
Alright,
elven
then,
name,
play
alright.
channel.
We can tell because it makes James' head hurt.
Nith Adlin. Okay. Thank you, Nith Adlin. I appreciate it.
Have fun
Well,
in the
come on,
city.
let's go. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay,
Well,
we will
let's,
go down to Taylor.
Yeah.
Yep.
When you step through the door, you just see this elf's face light up.
I'm gonna post what Mia looks like before once she gets new duds because they actually bother making a hero forge. And it'd be really depressing if I didn't.
This poor tailor hasn't had to make clothes for a non-elf for thousands of years.
Hello.
Welcome!
Hello and good day.
Oh,
Please tell me you're in need of some new clothes.
We are recent arrivals to this. We are recent arrivals to the city, and I feel like the first thing we need to do is get some proper attire for this wonderful city.
Very well. Who wants to go first?
Nia,
What?
step up. I think you should be the first.
Okay. And she does that. Oh boy. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Pretty necklace.
Thanks.
They go grab a pair of scissors and they walk up to you.
Mm-hmm.
And they just grab onto your clothes and start snipping at them.
Yeah, okay.
After they're done cutting away your clothes, they're going to go grab fabric.
Nia will ask him to be sure that there's some slits in the back.
For wings?
She extends her wings.
Oh,
All three of them. All three pairs of them, I guess.
interesting. Alright then.
To do that, she needs to let the backpack down, but whatever.
Yep. They start weaving the clothes around you.
Cool.
You've never seen someone... You're surprised that they're not magically fabricating these onto you, considering how fast they're doing it.
She is impressed, mildly.
Several thousand years of expertise.
That makes sense.
He then goes and grabs some oil. You seem like you're in a bit of a dark mood.
Yeah, well, you know what it takes to get in here, yeah?
I've heard that people pay some sort of mental price. I was born here, nearly 4,000 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I sent you her here forge and the
Thank you.
thingy if you need it. Doesn't actually need glasses, but if he has any, she will take them.
They then start dyeing it and manipulating the outfit.
Right.
Okay. You now have +7 clothes.
Damn. I'm going to assume you're gonna design those, so.
Yep.
Leave that to you.
Oh wait, we can't take the clothes out.
Yes, we can. Just the clothes. Still.
So clothes on your back.
How many clothes can I put on my back?
Sleeves like of one of those people in snowy biomes that they're just wearing like 15 layers.
Oh, like one of those people who's taking a Ryanair flight and doesn't want to pay for the extra baggage.
Mm.
You can wear any amount of coats.
We're gonna have to roll Sab out of the sea.
My grandfather told me a story that at some point they were going skiing and there was like a long time ago and it was baggage allowance, so they went on the plane in ski boots.
Mm.
I don't know if you have reference of what ski boots are. Google for
I
that.
do.
Sounds like it would have been a little uncomfortable to be walking around in them.
Well, but you get to go on the plane. Um, yeah, I guess. I mean, we all do that. I suppose.
Yeah.
Abu is unable to comment on what's going on. But he's watching very intently, trying to learn.
You could spend a
From the
decade
notes.
learning this skill. Just for craftsmanship
Trying
in
to
this
get.
town, you almost want to spend a decade learning at each of these separate places.
Yeah, I know.
It's
I
actually a
want to
little bit
stay.
terrifying what this civilization might be capable of if they did interfere in the outside world.
Right.
Alright. So, Sabo, they move on to you as they snip your clothes away.
I
They,
don't object.
they then start weaving onto you.
I'm a bit ashamed to even mention that I was the one who made those.
Mm. And
In
next,
preparation for the
Nilvarius.
and in preparation as he's doing this, he actually just starts like disrobing disrobing himself, so he doesn't cut him off. Clothes might be a little bit sentimental, and you see there's a pretty large gash like on his chest and out through his back at an angle, like going up through the upper part of his chest and down through his backside. Pretty large like scar from one end to the next. And a couple other marks here and there as he takes off his clothes and actually folds them up places them on the ground or on a stool or something that's nearby.
Yep. They then start weaving onto you.
I might be depressed, but now I've got drip. And is that what truly matters in the end?
I would
Get it
update
done.
mine, but you actually have my fear award since you actually improved it.
Yep.
Oh, you want that one, James?
Yes, please.
Bet.
Because it also had, I think James had the original one because he modified it with it for the demon eyes, which I probably should actually update.
Oh yeah,
The last one I had was
I've
this.
already got the one that you've got. Yeah.
Cool.
So the
I'm happy
clothes.
you like that one. Alvarez.
Would you say?
Just happy you like that one.
Yeah, I actually really like it. I don't really have the temperament to tinker with all of it, but it actually looks really good. I especially like the one with the extra assets, whatever it's called.
You had the kid bashing.
You added the lighting and whatnot.
I'm really happy people like those.
I also
you.
really like the one you made for me.
Fuck yeah. This is a good day again. For me specifically, not Nia, she's fucked. But
I assume since he sees I'm a wizard and I have like wizarding robes or whatnot, he makes something that's somewhat similar to my liking. I'm assuming.
So he's actually making you all Elven Mithril clothes. So
fucking
this
Elven
is light
Mithril.
armor that gets reduced to clothing.
Huh.
There's marvelous
Neat.
jewels woven throughout. Okay, first Hero Forge done. Okay, so after you get your clothes done, where would you like to go? I'm going to be working on the Hero Forge
Your
as we go.
your craftsmanship is
News.
legendary. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Welcome to Elgara.
Thanks. It's nice to have clothes I can use my wings on. I used to have to just cut them open or I bothered Sabo to do it. Hey Sabo, thanks for the clothes you made, by the way. Those are very comfy for the wings.
Abba looks ashamed of his craftsmanship. Sabo is turning red. Now he's green, pink, and red.
Well, is there any place we want to go to?
I don't think there's anywhere Nia wants to go at the moment now.
You know what? Let's find some place to eat.
It is true. We do need to do that, though technically I can literally eat dirt.
Do you have any
want-
recommendations? I asked our seamstress.
I wonder if
Seamster.
the place. I wonder if this place has +7 dirt.
Just around the corner, there is a fish market. They make marvelous fish stew.
Wonderful. Thank you for the recommendation.
Porn type situation.
Okay, so do you go there to eat?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. You remember the cookies that you were given that made all other food taste awful?
Yes.
This is better than those cookies.
Damn. It's gonna be hell eating it when we leave this place, huh?
As they prepare a very, very fine fish stew. It smells amazing.
Guys, we're back to eating fish.
Me, the player says, "Smell good, fish. Choose one."
Yeah, I feel the same
That's
way.
That's me, the player. But obviously, the character's like, "Ooh, this is tasty." I have to I have to suppress my gag reflex.
Neil looks at the fish and just goes, Vietnam flashbacks with like 6 years of just pure fish eating we had to do.
You know, if the fish that you ate back then tasted this good, you could have eaten it for the rest of your life.
Boy's regretting coming here.
Comment sheet. I'll be right back.
Poor Sabo.
Boy is ruined.
The apprentices here at his level of expertise, and Sabo is considered a master craftsman outside of this place.
I'm sorry. Did Mia say she's stepping away?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so
we,
yeah, gone.
go ahead. Go ahead, Sabo.
I'm Anything else that we want to explore, or can we just proceed?
At a certain point, I think, yeah, I mean, we probably want to start doing stuff, but obviously we might have to separate, and eventually might turn into like downtime after this.
Yes, exactly. I imagine you're finding yourself a library, and I already found myself what I'm doing.
Yeah, finding a library, hell, even spending countless, countless hours just talking to just people in general, just for the sake of just talking to them, just learn, anything really, even just mundane bullshit.
You find that the
So we
person
found you-
running the store spent nearly a century going over different temperatures to actually test and cook food at.
All right, I'm gonna go step away. I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Alright.
Would if I can't really inquire, but I can inquire through them about
I'm back. What's up?
the
What did I miss?
recipes.
They can teach you the food recipes.
I guess I have some else to learn, some recipes. Otherwise, when we're out of here, we're not gonna survive.
Hmm.
Yeah, is there anything else you want to do before we go into some downtime to do projects?
I'm assuming you don't count spontaneous celestial generation of your rope, so no.
I mean, if you really want to do that,
Nah, Nia's just gonna do nothing for a little bit, honestly. I don't think there's anything she wants to do. And if
Okay.
there was, there isn't anymore.
You really fucked yourself, didn't you?
Yeah.
So, Yami wants to take you to the prison.
Oh, great. Now I can make it look like an accident. Yeah, sure, whatever.
Okay.
Guys, she committed suicide by stabbing herself 37 times, trust me.
You see several different chambers. The prison's actually relatively open. There are private rooms for most residents. It's more like a apartment inside each room than it is anything else. Food and reading materials
that's-
provided.
Huh.
Except for one. In the center, there is this drow lady. She appears to have massive weights tied to each of her. How many of you have seen what is that movie called? Kung Fu Panda.
Yep.
Yep.
I know
You
what
know
you're
how he
talking
had
about.
massive weights tied to each section of him? That's what's going on to this
Yep.
person. As they're laying there on this bed of adamantine, completely immobile, just with their face resting so that they can speak to whoever is at the pedestal in front of them.
I'm assuming there's guards.
There is one guard on either side.
Sorry, I am back.
Welcome back.
I am within the prison.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Within the prison.
Away for 5 minutes.
Who's it?
Yeah, in prison.
Wait, Nia's in prison?
I'm
No.
visiting, I'm not imprisoned.
Oh,
Know
okay.
how in
I am-
Monopoly, when you go to jail tile, actually you're just visiting. Well, not to go to jail, but when you go on the prison tile, you're just visiting.
Yeah, and I found that long. So, you know.
Just
So there's an actual prison here.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's an apartment building except for one lady that's in an adamantine chair with 2 guards and with weight to all of her limbs.
It's really difficult to call this place a prison except for where the drow is. Everyone
Yeah,
else is
she's
like
Tylung.
living a life of luxury where they're provided materials to reconsider their actions.
wonder what this drow did.
I'm about to find out, I guess.
Didn't say thank you.
Said the elder's name wrong one time.
The drow's
Yami
main
Nia
crime
gestures
was
for you
that
to
she was
walk up to the
black.
drow.
I walk up to the drow, I guess. Fuck it, people. Let's trust the weird thing. I'm not gonna
One of the
release the drow
guard
on
looks
thing,
at
I'm just
you,
gonna...
slightly amused. But as you walk up to the drow, she lifts her head, looks at you, and then just lets it go back down.
Mm-hmm. Wow. What a riveting exchange.
What do you want?
Are you?
Who am I?
Yeah.
Zyrenthia. Who are you?
Nia.
So why did they send you to bother me?
I didn't. I'm looking to Yami, raising an eyebrow. Still looking absolutely fucking depressed. You know, whatever.
Yami looks like they're taking this moment in. Like this is a big moment and they are finally getting to actually witness it.
Truly useful. I look back to Adamant and Bad Woman. So what are you in for?
Mass murder.
Why?
Well, I came across the city, and then they tried to take my stuff, and I killed them. And then more came to try and take my stuff, and I killed them. And then more came to try and take my stuff, so I killed them. Eventually, the bodies piled up so many that I couldn't move.
Why did they try to take your stuff?
Something about not being able to take things from outside into the city. I don't know, I didn't care really. I was just hungry.
Nia has possibly just heard you the single most stupid fucking thing she's ever conceived of.
Anyway, it was my stuff, and I'm not being told what to do by these people. Especially not when they resorted to attacking me.
And that was how long ago?
Couple years? I don't know, I don't really get daylight properly in here.
How long has she been in? I'm gonna ask one of the guards.
You're asking how long her sentence is?
How long has she been here for?
Just under 3 years.
Oh. Well, that's relieving. How long's her sentence?
42,000.
You guys are 42,000 years. Damn. She looks at the woman in the table, and assuming Yami still doesn't say anything, just goes, "That's gonna suck."
Yeah.
Do you get like visits or anything?
Nope.
Well, good news, you do now.
Why?
The necklace told me to do it.
Why are you doing what your necklace tells you to do?
Honestly, I usually don't. But then I came here out of curiosity, and there's a woman strapped to an adamantine table. And I figure, well, no matter how much I fucked up, you sure fucked up bigger than I did.
Huh. I can almost appreciate that logic.
Ever heard of Schadenfreude?
No, what's that?
When you feel good when someone else fucks up?
I like you.
It's a terrible choice.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna be going. I'll be back tomorrow or something. Bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna say bye to the guards too. They deserve interactions.
The guards say goodbye.
Well, I'm gonna go back to being depressed, I guess. Just wandering the city. seeing if I find
Drumming
anything
the
interesting.
air is ADHDing around you. So what do you think?
You're right. There is always someone who's fucked up more than I did. Most impressive. I mean, can you imagine? Looks at camera, killing hundreds, even thousands of individuals just because of a misunderstanding. Unrelated. What does it smell like? Cobalt here. Anyway, I don't really know.
Your
He's some
insanity
random.
back? Or what?
No, I just wanted to make a reference for how Vulpes killed all the kobolds. So what's you bring me here for?
Well, you've met them now.
Your powers of observation are truly something to fear.
I know, right?
Yes, we've met a woman in the weird bed. What's that about?
Spend some time with
I'm gonna
them.
be honest. I'm gonna be honest. If this is supposed to be some sort of kink awakening, you're really out of time.
She laughs.
Yeah, sure. I'll be back tomorrow. Whatever.
Okay.
I'm gonna go walk around town.
You walk around town.
Maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get mass murdered.
Okay. So what is everyone doing?
Sabo is not wasting time. Sabo is spending 8 hours doing apprenticeship, 8 hours doing language, and making sure to get the recipe of everything he eats in the meantime.
All right.
What is this apprenticeship like?
It's actually kind of awful. So, it's a whole bunch of you doing things and then them complaining and redoing what you did because apparently what you did was not good enough. But you've done this sort of stuff before, so you know that it is actually good enough. Like, beakers
Can I
aren't clean
tell?
enough.
Can I even tell the difference
No.
between? Can I ask them to show me the difference?
They go through and try and teach you the difference.
Does it? Do I have the capacity?
You have the capacity to learn it. It'll just
But
take time.
it's gonna. Okay. I will try.
Alright.
And is there any progress within the first month?
There's progress, it's just a bit slow.
Okay.
It's like their method of teaching is supposed to be spaced out over much longer, than is your natural lifespan.
Hmm. Do I think that I can make an optimization in this? Since now I know what, now that a month has passed, I know the language, I know what the problem is.
You can try
That
to.
I need.
It would be more just getting them to pick up the pace. And they want to hammer in every tiny detail into your method before moving on to the next one. They spend decades learning every particular way of doing things so that everything is done in the most optimal way. Whereas you sacrifice, let's say, a tiny bit of quality at 10, 20, 30 different stages for time, efficiency, and to not be quite as ridiculous.
So they take like 10 years to craft the sword, but it's a perfect sword.
Yes. It's not 10 years, it's more like maybe 15 months, so a year for a sword.
Okay. So if I do I kind of understand this approach, because I think I can learn two things here. I can learn this approach of doing everything perfectly and work on it separately, perhaps. And then there is the things that they might be teaching later. Is there any way I can convince to move ahead without perfecting this simply because I'll die before I learn in this way?
They think it's better that you get it properly than you get it at all.
Okay, so
They also don't really know how to teach fast. Their teacher and their teacher's teacher and their teacher's teacher all focused on detail. This entire
Well-
city is quality over quantity.
okay, well, what if we don't go about teaching and, you know, pivot more into observation?
Alright.
And then now that the language is known, the other thing is I want to try the books. I imagine they would have something
The
in the books.
library is amazing.
Right. And surely the books might describe the perfect way of doing it, and that's for now all I need to know. I need to know the perfect ways of doing things. I don't need to practice them right now. Maybe that's a
Alright.
better way.
So there's pretty much a full book per recipe
Hmm.
with, let's say, stage 1, act 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each stage is what you would normally consider a step in regular crafting.
Hmm. See. I would like to go towards topics that are simply not available outside, as in, okay, so the book on crafting a sword, that's a whole book instead of a recipe. Great. I don't have time to read about every single sword separately, but let's say a book on crafting an arcane circuit, Well, the only other arcane circuit in existence that I know of is the one I designed.
Okay. So you're looking at clockwork circuits. These are a bit different.
Clockwork? Yeah, or arcane, yeah.
These ones are a bit different to your design. Yours functions based off arcane power. Our clockwork actually functions based off divine power. They require much less. It doesn't require someone to actually power it. It is able to function off the ambient divine in the air. It does have the limitation of too many clockworks in one area, basically causing them to all stop working.
Okay, that's not going to be a problem. I would like to learn how to make one of those.
Alright. Let's see, where is that circuit? So at 1 action a day, it's going to take you 8 months to learn, or if you spend 2 actions a day, 4 months.
Okay. I mean, I imagine that I can get very good rest and food here for free, so
Yep.
2 actions a day it is.
Alright. Novarius, what are you doing? Going to the library?
I imagine he is splitting his time between 2 locations. I'm assuming that I can find a location of some higher learning, or like, or an academy for magical learning, stuff like that. I'm assuming I can find something like that here.
So
Yes.
there aren't academies, but there are individual apprenticeships. Their school system is designed to be one-on-one just because of how rarely people are born.
Okay. He probably requires to find somebody about linear theory, we'll say. Stuff like that, because that's very much his focus and his interest. So he probably splits his time between going there and also going to the library, reading about like whatever they have for like magical theory itself, anything like that. Just generally like looking for stuff to learn along those veins.
Alright. Alright. So. Novarius? There is, inside of the main city, so within the walls, there is 4 main libraries. Each of them probably has close to 10 or 20 million books in them. The libraries themselves are about 90-ish floors, with 40 of them being above ground and 50 below.
Okay.
That area is sort of considered for self-learning and self-directed learning.
All right.
Alright. And what was the second thing that you're splitting your time between?
He's fine since they have one-on-one. He's gonna look for inquire if there's anyone that knows anything about like playing your theory. Since he has kind of a very niche like like speciality and like in in Magic, his whole thing is about planar mechanics. So trying to find somebody that actually knows things about planar theory.
Alright. Well, there's a few people who know stuff about planar theory. One of them has an apprentice slot open at the moment.
Well, he goes to him.
Okay, his name is Nalin.
Noland. He goes to the place, knocks on the. I'm assuming it's open door policy. I'm assuming in Elgar it seems like.
Yep.
So he goes and just knocks on the door gently, and then opens. Hello, I've heard there is a Nodland here.
That there is.
Greetings. My name is Nelvarius Elvan. It is good to meet you. I've been told that you are someone to actually see. Obviously, I'm new to town and I am sort of a planar researcher, and perhaps if you have the time,
Ah,
I would like the
you've seen it
opportunity.
too. He gestures for you to come inside.
I have, and he rushingly gets inside and closes the door. I have so much that I've
You see that he looks rather disgruntled.
from research at me or just in general.
Just in general. He gestures for you to follow him, and he walks you into the main lab.
He
Inside,
keeps talking anyways. I've gathered so much from before and after the shifting, and there's not a lot of people out in the world outside Algar that really I can really communicate with about my research.
you see
And
the most
just rambles
beautiful
on.
device that at one stage showed the exact mechanical shiftings of the planes, proportionate to everything else. It is in pieces at the moment. There is glass shattered all around it.
This looks almost like a planar observer. I researched on one that was a much grander scale about a century or two ago.
Yeah, you
Did this one
probably
fall
did.
apart with the planar collapse? This one fall apart
No,
with
I
the
broke
planar
it.
collapse.
The models are all wrong. I tried to figure out how people could even put things back, but if you put one back at a time, everything breaks apart. It's just so wonky. It's like the gravity's out of place.
It's not just out of place, that they don't exist anymore.
It's maddening.
I can show you. I directly observed the effects of it. The plane.
Oh, I believe
there
you.
are no
I
outer
don't see how
planes
there could
anymore.
be any other conclusion to come to.
You're trying to
Just
find a way to pull everything apart.
thousands of years of
in
work
this mod?
gone.
I'm sorry, creating this model, or creating a functioning model that actually can predict the movement of the planes?
Creating a functioning model that could track, predict, and then siphon certain powers from the planes as needed.
Well, I have mathematical calculations for the former that I was able to that was able to actually come across, but I guess that's not really all that important now. Anyways, I could share that with you if you're interested, but not very
I've got some
useful
stuff
now.
like that on the shelf. It's just... I need to figure out how to... So everything's on the material plane now, right?
Correct.
Okay. That means all those different energies are trying to equalize out throughout the plane.
That makes sense. On our journey here, we found an unusual positive energy tear that was much larger than a normal person that was actually just floating about in the world, something that shouldn't be possible.
He goes and grabs the kettle. He grabs a glass plate. He grabs a cup of cold water. And then pours the kettle on one side and the cold water on the other. Do you see how these energies are mixing?
Yes.
Okay. He goes and grabs a couple ants, puts them on another plate, grabs the water, pours it on one side, pours the other water on the other side. Okay. See what's happening to these ants?
As is me, the player, just not understanding what you're describing right
He's
now.
drowning the ants in the different waters, boiling and
Okay.
freezing them at the same time.
You're drowning them and burning and freezing.
Yep. That's how much energy's out there at the moment. Enough to cook us, freeze us, destroy us, make us. It's all swirling together in this plane around us.
My observations are showing that it's starting to. I think we might be reaching a state of equilibrium, though.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about that idea.
Yeah, for better or for worse.
Well, just because things stagnate doesn't mean that the reaction's done.
No, you can always redux later on down the line.
And if the
Which
reaction
brings me to the
starts back
thought,
up again, we might get fried.
if it does, it can actually, maybe it's actually, the planes can actually literally tear themselves apart again. Is that what you're referring to?
Worse than that. Might kill us all before we even realize it. We could be minutes away from death.
Minutes, hours, days, months, years, centuries, millennia. There's really no way to find out and tell.
No. Not without being able to take a third perspective view. And for that we need machinery that can actually do that sort of thing, and... Well, he gestures at his old one. That took me 400 years to actually construct.
Well, at the end, it's an opportunity to start anew. Perhaps with it, anytime you start anew, there's always going to be new insights, something new to learn.
You're not wrong there. You're not wrong there. It's just endlessly frustrating. The machine had been going out of whack over the last 2 centuries, really. But
By
then
machine, he's
this
referring to
happened.
this thing that's in front of him.
Yep.
When he says machine, he's talking about the thing. Oh, okay. Has there been other outside forces that's been causing it? Oh, 2 centuries. Never mind. I've been around for 2 centuries. I know what he's talking about. Never mind. Well, yeah, I think the first thing was the loss of magic would affected me pretty deeply. How exactly did that affect?
Oh, that was only about a century ago. I mean, it wasn't ideal, but the machine kept running. Algara has magical reservoirs below the actual city. It's built on top of probably the largest nexus of primal energy in the plane.
Well, I'm anxious to learn, and perhaps we can bounce ideas off of each other. I can provide you insights from what I know, and things that I've learned outside of Algara.
Yep.
I may not have been around for as long, or at least this life, anyways. Haven't been around for that long, but I've been around the world more than a little bit. I'm sure that I can lend some sort of insight. And
We
I
both
know that I
start
can learn
comparing
much from
notes.
you. Yeah.
And you see that he has graphed, well, he has time-stamped certain key points that you can actually label and explain what happened on those. The machine said something happened here, but he has no idea what caused it, and you're able to fill in all of that information for him.
Okay.
This continues on for a whole bunch.
Oh yeah, he genuinely enjoys this. These two fucking nerds just like talking about bullshit. Navaris definitely enjoys this conversation. I'm not sure how much he enjoys it, but I'm sure he probably enjoys an intellectual rapport.
Yep. He just likes that there's someone who actually knows planar mechanics.
Yeah, I split my time between this guy and going to the library. I'm not sure what exactly he looks for at the library, but he pulls out something on, some sort of magical theory, probably, on translocation, teleportation, stuff like that. He probably plucks a random book on the shelf in that category, just cracks it open and devours it.
Yep. I think Sabo's new design might be my favorite.
Lucky me.
Oh, you haven't been Hero Forge doing stuff to him, James?
Yeah, I've just been going through and doing that while we've been talking.
Okay. Well, unless
Alright.
there's anything else like specific, but I think that's good for me. I'm sorry, Kevin.
Oh, that's fine.
Alright. Now that we've got a rough idea of what people are doing, Kevin, how are you filling your time?
Mostly with making sure there's enough food for everyone. for the extended period of time that we're going to be there, working with the two apprentices and kind of spending time with the others on the ship so they don't go stir crazy.
All right.
And then also just keeping watchful for anything that might happen to approach us.
All right.
The only other thing of note is Kevin would be trying to be very mindful that the ship stays relatively in place so that everyone knows where to find the ship when they get out of there eventually.
Yep. Your apprentices are going quite stir crazy. They want to be doing stuff.
What kind of stuff do they want to be doing?
Well, one of them wants to go out adventuring. The other one wants to go spend time in cities.
Gee, I bet I'll never guess which one's which.
Mm-hmm. Never.
I can at least assure Aiden that adventure might find us.
Aiden's probably actually going to spend most of his time playing with the baby.
Really?
Well, as much time as you let him.
Okay. I'll make sure either Naya or Kevin are there to kind of help supervise, but yeah, that's fine. Does he like small children?
He just likes being the person of authority. And he doesn't get that anymore. He likes
Kevin,
feeling
please don't
important.
say it like that.
Yeah, no, I realized it after I said it. I would just, and I'm sure Naya would as well, but Kevin would make sure that it doesn't, the authority that Aiden wants with the baby doesn't go too far.
Okay.
Oh, the top hat.
Hmm.
I'm very fond of.
How many of you have seen the Lorax?
No, not the Onceler. Tumblr can't survive that twice.
I can't unsee it. Which is ironic, because how bad can I possibly be is literally one of Sabo's themes. Okay. So those are your elven outfits?
I dig it. They're all really cool. I love them. Sabo's is so fucking extra, and I love it.
Great, thank you.
Now I can be depressed in style.
Alright. So I know that this is actually a bit early for once, but I think that's actually a perfect spot to end the session.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree.
I have to clarify some stuff in Mia's channel though.
Alright.
Okay, bye bye everyone. Good night.
Yeah.
Well,